Hi, I'm Brandon and I make art videos. These are the exact measurements I use to make my egg solution when making tempera paint. I start off by grabbing a jello shot cup and 2 eggs. That's usually enough to fill this container. When making your solution, you want it to just be purely yolks and leave the whites. I kind of messed up here, like you can see in a second. I shouldn't have poured it back in the shell, rather put it on my hand, and you'll see that I popped the membrane before I was able to fully clean the yolk. Damn, having egg whites in your paint isn't necessarily terrible. It's just that when you're putting down a layer of paint, you might have like this weird jelly glob appear out of nowhere on your paper, leading to some weird textures. Now we're on to cracking the second egg. I have a much better outcome here because I dump it onto my hand as opposed to trying to put it back in the shell. I've eaten enough eggs to know what egg white consistency is like, but it amazes me how snotty they are. Now I'm washing the egg yolks. I'm just tossing the yolk from palm to palm, rinsing off any egg white residue left on my hand. When it's sufficiently clean, I pop the egg yolk membrane and let the contents leak out into the salsa cup. Now we're moving on to the vinegar, the preservative. I usually put about a capful into my egg solution. I've heard other people say that you can use as little as 1 drop of vinegar or as much as a few drops of vinegar. I feel like that's way too little considering that the vinegar is supposed to preserve the egg solution and also preserve your paints, so I tend to add a capful. I do the same thing with the linseed oil. I usually put about a capful. From here, I just mix everything until fully incorporated. Here you go.